taxes. It's not that every tax is good or every tax is bad, but it's time for us to look at growing the economy. Number one in jobs growth in my district. I added 5% jobs this last year in the midst of a recession when we were down 10%.
Okay. Your question was about the sales tax, though, Dave, and
Yeah.
Miguel Santana's statement.
That's right.
A Reuters reporter asked me day before yesterday, Mr. James, how close are we to bankruptcy? And I said, well, just take Miguel Santana's statement regarding the sales tax. He said that we about $230 million is what we need, and you used the word insolvency in your question. Otherwise, we're going to be insolvent. So that answers the question. With their management, we're about $230 million away from bankruptcy. That is unacceptable for the second largest city in America, and Miguel Santana, the analysis of that makes that very clear.
Mr. Playtest, go ahead.
It's funny because they talk about business tax reform, and 10 different times they looked at it, yet the gross receipts tax still exists. What kind of tax reform have they been doing? What do they call tax reform? When they've been in power, if I was the president of city council, I would have done it already. If now, during a election season, now they want to eliminate the gross receipts tax. The other thing is your initial question was of how are you actually going to deal with the deficit?
Yeah.
Where's the money going to come from?
Thank you.
I haven't heard a plan from any of them.
Thank you.
From any
the
of them.
specifics of that, 10% into healthcare, I agree, and have negotiated the first contributions for our employees to pay for some of their healthcare. 97% of our employees now do pay 11% for the pensions, and they were paying as small as 2% of their salaries. I've actually delivered that. I've actually done that. I've voted for it, and that is the pathway forward. If we hit crisis, you're going to need somebody who can sit down and make sure that
I'm
happens.
not sure that 10% for healthcare is going to make up all the money that
Well,
we're talking about.
but combined with, and I bounced every single dollar with a combination of that, efficiencies. We used to have email on a bunch of servers that were guarded by 13 employees, and I moved it over to Gmail. We save over $1 million a year with things like that. Bringing common sense management.
And by the way, the national average, I think, for healthcare is a contribution of about 25%.
Dave, let me